Hello, friends. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. My name is John LaCroix, the owner and race director of the Human Potential Running Series, or HPRS for short. If this is your first HPRS race, welcome to the family. We are one of Colorado's largest trail and ultra marathon series and one of the largest ultra series in the United States. We host 13 in-person races each year with events across Colorado and one in Texas. You can learn more about us at our website, www.humanpotentialrunning.com. This is the official pre-race meeting for the 2025 Sangre de Cristo Trail Festival, the 8th annual edition happening this Saturday and Sunday, September 27th and 28th in Westcliffe, Colorado, on the southeast flank of the Sangre de Cristo mountain range. This meeting is required viewing for all participants and is designed to help you show up fully informed and prepared. We begin by acknowledging that this race takes place on the traditional lands of the Jicarilla Apache, Ute, and Cheyenne peoples. As stewards of these lands, we encourage you to learn more about these peoples and their history through links on our website. If you're tuning in and still haven't registered, online registration closes on Tuesday night, September 23rd at 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. After that time, we will welcome race day registration. We'll have plenty of room. All of our races have a t-shirt and awards cutoff, which passed. That was September 15th. So if you're signing up at this time, you are considered a late registrant. You might miss out on a t-shirt, but we should have plenty of awards available. Here's what we'll be covering in this meeting. It's everything you need to finalize your race prep. This meeting is being recorded. It's being uploaded to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and is also included in the pre-race informational email that is going to go out to all registrants who registered online. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email and I'll answer them as time allows and to the best of my abilities. I should be in the office through Thursday. I'm going to head down to the Sangre probably first thing Friday morning, but I do have a deadline of 5 p.m. on Thursday evening as being the last time that I'll be able to answer questions via email based on my time constraints. After that, if you have any questions, you can certainly ask when you show up on race. But I just want to remind everybody that your best resources are the pre-race informational email, the runner's guide in Google Drive, which I'll show you in a moment, and this race's page on our website. Please use those tools. This meeting is meant to enhance what you've already learned. Let's talk safety. At HPRS, we treat every participant like an adult. Trail and ultra races are extreme events. Yes, even the 8 Mile. No matter the distance, you're stepping into an environment where you are responsible for your safety. I can't guarantee your well-being, but I can help manage risk. What I ask of you in return is accountability. Read the runner's guide. Bring the right gear. Know the course. Expect mountain weather. You need to be self-sufficient. There are no volunteers on every corner like in a road race. Headlamp, extra batteries, rain gear. A $2 poncho can be a lifesaver. So can common sense. You could pick these up for like $2 at Walmart. Super cheap. And please remember, DNF doesn't mean did not finish. It means did nothing fatal. You do not need to prove anything out there. If something feels off, it's okay to stop. We don't post DNF results. So if you're done, it's like you were never there. Sometimes the mountain wins. That doesn't mean that you lost. Stay on course if injured. Tell a runner to communicate your situation to the next aid station. Depending on the circumstances, we'll send a hasty crew to you. Don't go bushwhacking to a road. That makes things harder for everyone. Let your family know where you'll be and that there's no live tracking. If they want help, we always need, if they want to help, we always need volunteers. Volunteering is the best way to see you on the course. At HPRS, we take personal accountability seriously. We expect that you've read the runner guide and race email. If someone shows up unprepared, we may refuse service. That's not because we're mean. It's to keep you, our volunteers, and this series safe and sustainable. I recently sent out the pre-race email to all registered runners. If you haven't read it yet, please do. First, I want to show you, again, we have a website. If you hover over the events tab, you're looking for Sangre de Cristo. Click on that, and there's all kinds of information here on our webpage, stats about the race, also how folks can volunteer, a link to the Caltopo map, a link to the runner's drive, aid station chart, elevation profiles, printable course map. More information about our mid-race drop-down I'll talk about in a minute, check-in, briefing, everything that you've already received in the pre-race information email, some of which I'm going to talk about again in this meeting, is all available on our website. But here's a look at the runner's Google Drive, which is linked to on our website and within the pre-race email. It's on you to come prepared. That means reading the race email, checking the runner's guide, and showing up with the knowledge and gear to keep yourself safe and successful out there. I want to be clear. We do reserve the right to turn away anyone who shows up underprepared. It's not about being harsh. It's about protecting you, our volunteers and staff, and the long-term sustainability of this series. So do the homework. Be ready. Respect the mountain and the miles. Just to show you what we've got here in our runner drive, really important place. This is your runner's guide. We also have our emergency action plan in case you want to know how we're going to respond in the event of an emergency. Folks here are offering to pace. If you're looking for a pacer, you can post in there. Folks can see that. Responsibilities of the runner. This is a brief PDF file that really does highlight what is expected of you as a participant in our and like events. The runner navigation app, really critical piece of information. This document shows you how to use your own technology to remain found out on the course. So this is how to download and use the Caltopo app. You could also use Colorado Trails Explorer, and you can also use Gaia GPS. And so this document highlights exactly how to use those applications to self-navigate out on the course. And then also we've got information here regards to how your family, your loved ones, your friends can live track you using your own technology. Again, we do not provide live tracking. You have the technology already in your pocket. We welcome you to use it. You can also find historical finisher data from previous years, a Google map of the course, aid station chart, elevation profile, PDF maps that you can download and print and bring with you. We also have GPX files in a separate folder. There is an updated GPX file for every single course out there in this weekend's event right here that you can download and upload to your device. And then we also have our crew and pacer folder. If you're in the 50-mile, 100K, 100-mile, they're going to access our crew and pacer manual, which discusses rules and regulations for them, expectations, turn-by-turn driving directions. We also have 2 Google Maps to help them get to both Horn Creek and Venable aid stations for those of you in the 100-mile. So really important to get acquainted with the runner drive. All the information that you could need is here within. All right, now let's quickly hit on some core logistics for the weekend. Parking and camping is where we're going to start. Let's take a look at what's going on at Sangre de Cristo for parking and camping. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because there's a lot here. And let me get rid of the news crawl for a minute. All right, so when you folks are coming in to the event site, you're all going to be coming from the north. So I just want to highlight here, I've got an arrow telling you that north is down on this map. That'll be trippy for some of you. Sorry about that. But I just want to make sure you know, like, you're going to be coming up from the downside of this map. You're going to notice right here that there's going to be a parking entrance. We're going to have that flagged off. We're going to have ground pins in the ground. There'll be tape lining the place all over the place. And there's going to be a sign that says parking with an arrow directing you in. Please do enter into the area via this parking entrance. Trust me, you're going to want to do that. We've marked this place strategically to help you avoid boulders, barbed wire, sinkholes. There's a trench down there, a culvert. There's all kinds of things that we want you to avoid. This will be the safest place for you to come in and out of our parking area. You'll notice that up here, this is where the course comes in. So that is the start-finish line. I want to make sure everybody knows that there's a cattle guard right here, right at the, you'll come down the chute. So essentially you come down the chute, and as soon as you hit the road, there's a cattle guard right here. And you're going to tiptoe your way over it and then head off up onto the course. Okay. We will have porta potties along the fence line over here. Drop bags will be lined along the start finish line chute for you to access anytime you come in and out of Music Meadows. Music Meadows is an aid station location. It is also the start finish line. That is all one place. It is also where you check in. You're going to notice that we have our aid station set up, and that is also where check-in is going to be. Anywhere you see a red X, these are places that you cannot park, and they are places that you cannot camp. I want you to pay very close attention here that there is a red line, and that is a property boundary. It is a barbed wire fence. That property boundary is the boundary between the private property that we are on for our event and United States Forest Service property. We are not permitted to camp on or park any vehicles on U.S. Forest Service property. I know a lot of folks, if you've come in the past or maybe you're coming for the first time, you're going to drive over this cattle guard and you're going to see an area over here that's flat and it looks like vehicles park there. There's probably going to be some fifth wheel RV type campers over there. We are not allowed to park there. That is parking for hunters who will be recreating in the area. It is a condition of our permit that we do not park in or camp in that area, and we must leave it available to hunters. So please, again, do not drive over the cattle guard and plan to park or camp on this side of, that would be the south side of the fence. Please do not. Also, you notice some X's down here on the north side of the property. It gets really steep down in here. It's a bit of a gully. You're not going to want to camp or park down there. Just stay out of there. There's plenty of room. So we're going to have rows of parking available. I'm going to go around that for a second. You can see we're just going to have areas for you to park in an orderly fashion, single file. It's not park close to vehicles next to you as if you are parking at the Walmart parking lot. Just because we're in a giant field doesn't mean that it's a free-for-all and everybody can park whichever way that we want. We've got to fit everybody into this field. We've never used this overflow parking across the street. It is not the most convenient. It's there if we need it. But I just want to make sure when you're coming in, please park in an orderly fashion. Get close to each other as tight as you're comfortable doing so. Of course, you want to be able to open your doors, get into your trunk and stuff like that. Let's be reasonable if you don't mind. Again, if you're coming with a camper van or a camping trailer, please do reach out to me. Send me an email so that I know that you understand the rules with bringing those. If you're sleeping in your vehicle, a camper van, a rooftop tent, or a camping trailer, it is free of charge, okay? If you're bringing a camping trailer, your trailer must be less than 16 feet in length. Please do not bring a giant camper to the event. Also, you must contact us about your camper. We are going to direct you where you can park that camper. It is where it must be. Last year, we had some folks set up their camper over in the area where the hunters are supposed to be camping, and that is a violation of our permit. So Please be mindful. If you're bringing a camping trailer, send me an email. Just have a brief conversation with you. It's not a big deal. I just want to make sure that I can give you a little more communication. Otherwise, if you are tent camping, you'll see here on the map, there's just this, it's a massive field. Uh, this is a hill where I've just drawn these triangles. This is all of a hill. There's a bunch of areas, flat spaces where you could set up a tent. There's a lot of flat space where you can set up a tent. Most of you will be down over here. Help yourselves. It is a free-for-all with the tent camping. You could come all the way up here in the trees if you want. I do not care. We do have use of this entire area for tent camping. There is a fee for tent camping. We have called it a tent site. Your tent site is good for 2 3-person tents, a 4-person tent, a 6-person tent, and it's a nominal fee. I believe it's $20 a night. And that money actually gets transferred to the landowner for mitigation of our event. Okay. The only other thing I want to mention is that this is free range. So there are cattle grazing in the area. There are also horses grazing in the area. Those horses are not wild horses. They are tame horses, but they are allowed to graze freely across few thousand, tens of thousands of acres of land that the landowner owns. So if you see them, don't be startled. Talk to them like you would talk to your cat. they're great. It's a neat part of the experience to have them out there with us. So enjoy their beauty, but please do be mindful that, especially with the cattle, they are not domesticated animals, as it were. Okay. So that is the situation with parking at Sangre de Cristo. This again is outlined in the runner guide. Thank you so much for your time and attention to this. Also, while I have you here, we're talking about parking. I want to go to this map. So I want to highlight again that Westcliffe is here. This is the way in from Salida, depending on who you are. If you're coming from Canyon City, you might be coming in this way. Also, if you're coming in from Pueblo, Colorado Springs, you'll be coming in from this direction. Again, this is coming from Salida. And then this heads, points yonder, definitely south, towards the sand dunes, La Plata, La Veta Pass, Alamosa. That's all south of there. But what I really want to highlight is that it's quite a distance from Westcliffe to Grape Creek Trailhead to the place that we're at. It's actually a 30 to 35 minute drive. And I want to highlight that drive to you. That drive is going to start on Highway 69, which is the main highway through the area. It is a paved highway. It's kind of busy. And then eventually you will turn off of that highway. And that is right here. It is still paved. At first, it's paved for a good while until it eventually will turn into a dirt road. I think it turns into a dirt road somewhere in this neighborhood. Then you'll come down to a T intersection, and you definitely want to take a left, and then that continues, a big dog leg turn. You're going to see a sign, and it's going to say Music Meadows. That is not for you. That is for our host. That is where they live. They have a business there. You're going to drive past that. So it's kind of like a fork in the road. You're going to stay to the right and keep coming to the south. After that, this road is in various types of condition. It will be rugged in places, but not terribly rugged. There will be some washboarding. There might be some washouts. There might be some cattle guards. There are boulders and rocks along the road, in the road. There's soft, sandy sections. Look, any vehicle can get to the start-finish line of our race. You could drive up to the race site in a Ford Focus or a Prius. Those can make it to the race site. If you're in one of those types of vehicles, you're going to want to take great care and drive slowly. Any other kind of vehicle like a Subaru, anything that is a little bit more higher clearance like a truck, you're good to go. But you're definitely going to want to take your time on this road. Please do not speed. On the paved sections here to the north, coming out of Westcliffe, there are a lot of Mennonite and Amish neighbors who are indeed driving in the area in horse and carriage still. Be respectful of their way of life. Slow down. This is a slow down way of life. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. The view is amazing. Take your time and enjoy the view, whether it's day or night. But please take your time, drive slowly. I'll tell you that on this dirt road, somewhere in here last year, I blew a tire on my Toyota Tacoma off-road. And I was driving too fast on this road, and probably had my tires a little too inflated to boot. The other thing, again, you can clearly see where the property division is here. So again, to the south is U.S. Forest Service, and to the north is where we're going to be. Okay. And start finish line, parking, everything. You can actually see on this satellite image the little drive in here. That is from us. So this has to have been taken in September at some point or October. Can see some yellow leaves here. So it must have been a fall satellite image for Google Maps. But that is where the event is. And again, you cannot park on this side of the fence. Okay. Thank you. I just want to make sure all of that's clear for everybody. It's probably the most important thing that we're going to cover. All right. We do have a community campfire. Community campfire is going to be on Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. We'd love to have you all join us. It's one of my favorite things. Our community roundtable dreamed up these gatherings to help you plug into something deeper than just a race. The campfire is open to everyone: runners, crews, pacers, spectators, family, friends, anyone who wants to feel the energy of our trail and ultra running community. It's a chance to share stories, ask last minute questions, and just sit in the glow of belonging before we head into the unknown together. You don't have to attend, but we hope that you will. These fires are our way of saying you're welcome here. You're not alone. And whatever challenge you've signed up for, you don't have to face it in isolation. For this event, our community campfire will start at 7 p.m. on Friday night and end around 9, with camp quiet hours starting at 10 p.m. We'll, of course, have a fire going on Saturday night as well, with less structure. If you have any wood around the house that you're looking to get rid of, please bring it and we'll burn it. Campfires are weather dependent. While there are currently no fire restrictions, fire will be determined by the winds that are present. If you've been to Sangre de before, you know that it can be a little bit of a windy experience. Check-in times. So again, there's 3 different times you can check in at the race site. It's all at the start-finish line. Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. Saturday from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. and Sunday morning, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Any distance, any time, come on out, get checked in. We'll take care of you. As for start times, the 100 mile and the 100K starts at 4 a.m. on Saturday. The 50 mile and the 50K starts at 6 a.m. on Saturday. And then on Sunday, both the 8 mile and 27K will start at 8 a.m. Do you need extra time? If you're in the 8 mile or 27K and you'd like to start earlier on Sunday, go right ahead. We're there. Just make sure you let an aid station volunteer or a timing person at the start-finish line know who you are and that you're starting early. If you're going to start earlier than 7 a.m. in the 8 mile or the 27K, you're going to want to check in on Friday night or Saturday morning, because the check-in, again, is not going to be open until 7 a.m. on Sunday. So definitely check in before you go out so you can get your bib and everything that you need. Same thing, if you're in the 50 mile and the 50K and you need a little more time, you can start as early as 4 a.m. on Saturday. Start at 5, 5:15, doesn't matter. Come on out. No pressure, no stress. So this one's important and also kind of gross. Please, no lube chips. What are lube chips?
I'm gonna come.
If you've lubed up and your hands are a bit slippery, do not dive into the communal aid station food bowls.
Do not come.
Self-serve is okay, but if your hands are messy, ask a volunteer to help using scoops or tongs. Let's keep things sanitary for everyone. A lube chip is where a runner comes into the aid station and they lubricate, they put their lube on their hand, whatever it is, they rub it wherever they're going to rub it. And then without washing their hands or anything, next thing you know, they're grazing the potato chips. And yes, you will get some of your nastiness on those potato chips. So please help us out by not being gross. If you haven't washed your hands in a while, if you just used lube, ask for some help. We've got tongs and scoops. We're happy to help you out. Colorado weather is unpredictable, especially in the mountains. It could be 80 and sunny or 30 degrees and snowing. Who knows? Plan accordingly. This is the current weather forecast as of Sunday, September 21st for next weekend's race. It is going to be quite chilly in the mornings and evenings. It's going to be in the 30s. Whatever the forecast is for Westcliffe, it's typically 5 to 10 degrees colder at the start-finish line. We are in an open field. If it is windy, the wind will make it feel much colder. So I would expect 30s at the start of your race, 30s overnight, mid to upper 30s. Colony Creek Aid Station, I don't think it will be out of the question for the temperature to drop below freezing at that particular aid station. Not out of the question. However, there is no precipitation in the forecast for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. However, being on the eastern flank of this mountain range, we are in an area called the Wet Mountain Valley. It is appropriately named. We should not and could not rule out some scattered shower activity to pop up at any time due to the mountains creating the weather in the area. So just be mindful that there could be a brief shower, some sprinkles, but there's no major rain or snow in the forecast. Daytime highs are scheduled to be in the mid to upper 60s under partly to mostly sunny skies. The wind forecast is what I'm most stunned about. I don't think we've ever had a wind forecast this calm, knock on wood, for this event. Looks like daytime winds 1 to 4 miles an hour. We could get some mountain gusts blowing through in the 10 to 15 mile an hour range, but nothing dramatic. It's going to be a beautiful weekend for running. Can't wait. Sunrise is 6:54 a.m., sunset at 6:51 p.m. Also, want to let you know that it is a new moon, a waxing crescent moon on Saturday that will be setting around 9:27 p.m. So there will be no moon at this year's race. That means that the stars in this dark sky community are going to be next level mind numbing. I cannot wait. I hope you can either. As perfect a weather forecast as we're going to get this time of year for Sangre de Cristo. Really excited. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Drop bags. You're welcome to have a drop bag at the start finish or designated aid stations. Here's some tips. Label your bag with your bib number and the distance that you're running in. So if you're in the, I don't know, let's say you're in the 100 mile, you're going to write down bib 102, 100 mile, and where it's going as well. So if you're going to send a bib out to Horn Creek or to Venable, make sure you write the name, to Horn Creek. It's the only other place you can have drop bags. If you're going to send one to Horn Creek, it should also at least say Horn on the bag. So bib 102, 100 mile, Horn. That's all your bag needs to have on it. Please no duffel bags. If you can hide a body in it, especially one you've maybe cut up with a hacksaw, it's too big. Also, don't bring cookie sheets in your duffel bag. Yes, one year we had a runner with a massive duffel bag with cookie sheets inside of it, and to this day cannot figure out, even after we've asked, what the cookie sheets were for. We did not get an answer. A little bit much. Please don't do that. You use your drop bags for any specialty food items that you want to have, food preferences. Definitely talking to those of you out there who are vegetarian, vegan, glucose intolerant. You folks, bring your own food. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You might want to have extra socks, change of shoes, sunscreen, lube, a headlamp, extra batteries, and yes, even a toothbrush. Trust me, brushing your teeth mid race is magical. Don't leave valuables inside your drop bag. Bags will not be treated like fine china. Anything left behind gets donated or terminated. Please do not forget your drop bags. They are gone by 6 p.m. on Sunday when the race ends. As soon as the race ends, drop bags disappear. So please don't leave it behind. If you do, the chances of us having it are going to be incredibly slim. Also, want to make sure, please check our aid station chart. It highlights where you can actually have drop bags. Again, everybody can have a drop bag at Music Meadows, which is the start finish line. Those of you in the 50 mile, 100K, and 100 mile, and only in those three distances, may also have a drop bag at Horn Creek Aid Station. Crews are only allowed for 50 mile, 100K, and 100 mile runners with specific instructions on where they can and cannot go. 50 mile and 100K runners are only allowed to have crews and spectators support at Music Meadows Aid Station. That is the start finish line. Again, 50 mile and 100K runners, you are only allowed to have crews and spectators support you at Music Meadows. 100 mile runners are the only runners who may also have crew present at Horn Creek and Venable aid stations. Please watch the crew and pacer video. Access the crew and pacer handbook that was created for more information. Please also see the aid station chart for more information about where crews and drop bags are welcome and where pacers can hop in and out. Also, want to mention, spectators are welcome at the start-finish area and nowhere else. Spectators are only welcome at the start-finish area, Music Meadows, aid station, and nowhere else. The word crew refers to someone who is giving you something or taking something from you. The word spectator refers to someone who is just watching. We trust that you know the difference between these words and their intention within the rules. Please respect the landowners. Music Meadows is on private property. All other areas a part of the event are on U.S. Forest Service property. We have very specific conditions of what is allowed and not allowed, where crews and spectators are allowed to go and where they are not allowed to go, and how they are allowed to enter in and exit these areas. So please be respectful of our landowners. Be respectful of the rules. They are a condition of our permits. Also, again, there's no live tracking. And please don't ask volunteers where your runner is. If you are a crew or pacer person, please do not ask volunteers where your runner is. We need their attention on safety and tracking, not fielding questions. Again, there's an entire document that affords you information on how you can live track your runner at the event. Pacers are only allowed for 50 mile, 100K, and 100 mile runners. Again, the aid station chart mentions where they can hop in and out. The crew and pacer handbook discusses the rules for pacers and the expectations. Also, this information is in the pre-race informational email. Runners age 60 and over may have a pacer at any time. Crews, spectators, and pacers are an extension of the runner. Any violations equals runner disqualification. Be sure that your people know the rules. We'll talk briefly about mid-race drop-down at our events. Again, we don't post did not start information. We do not post DNF information. Excuse me. So if you don't show up, nobody's going to know that you were even registered in no-show. Nobody will know. If you did not finish, if you end up not finishing the race that you started, nobody's going to know. We don't post DNF information on our results. So it's like you were never there. It's cool. But let's say you're out there in the race, you signed up for the 100 mile, and it's just not quite your day. You have options. So anybody who starts the 27K, 50K, 50 mile, 100K, and 100 mile. You may drop to the 8 mile at Music Meadows 1. So that is one time up and down Music Pass. When you get back to the main aid station, the start finish line, you can be done there. We will put your name and results in the 8 mile race, and you will receive a finisher's award. If you start the 50 mile, you may also choose to drop at the 50K. To do that, you're going to turn around at the Maisie Creek turnaround, which is just past the Colony Creek aid station. You'll see it. There'll be a laminated sign telling you to turn around. So anybody in the 50 mile, 100K, and 100 mile, you folks can all turn around at that point. Finish the 50K. Your name and results are in the 50K results, and you receive a finisher's award. If you go beyond that turnaround and check in at Horn Creek, and then you drop, the situation changes. You'll be a DNF, essentially. So 50 mile, you can drop at the 50K. 100K, 100 mile, you can drop to the 50K as well. In the 100K, you can drop to the 50 mile. But where you must do that is at Music Meadows number 2. So that means you're dropping at the 50 mile mark of your race. You're just going to skip going up Music Pass one more time. So in the 100K, as long as you make it back to Music Meadows 2, you're within the cutoff. You can drop to the 50 mile. Time and everything in their results, you get a finisher's award. You can also drop to the 50 mile if you start the 100 mile. So 100 mile starters, you can drop to the 50 mile. You can also drop to the 100K. So if you're in the 100 mile and you're going to drop to the 100K, you would again do that at Music Meadows, but you're going to do it at Music Meadows 3. So that means when you get to the 50 mile mark, you have a decision to make. Either you're going to drop to the 50 mile, you're going to continue and drop at the 100K by going up and down Music Pass one more time, or you're going to continue even further and try for that 100 mile finish. There is no mid-race drop down for the 8 mile. No dogs. No dogs. Not on course, not at camp, not at check-in, not in the parking lot, not in your car, not down the road. It's a hard no. We love your furry pals, but they're a safety issue, and our insurance does not cover incidents involving them. No dogs, no exceptions. Thank you.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Sorry, friends, we actually don't need more cowbell. I know, it's kind of a trail running thing, but at HPRS, we've chosen to go a different route for a few important reasons. First, we share these spaces with wildlife. Sudden, repetitive noise, like cowbells, can cause unnecessary stress to the animals who call these areas home, including the cattle and the horses that may be grazing in the area. Second, many of our races happen near private residences or small local businesses. We want to be good neighbors and respectful guests on the land. As you're driving into the start-finish area, you're going to be like, there's no houses around. Trust me, there is a house nearby. It is a cabin. You won't see it when you're driving in, but they can hear us. And finally, and most importantly, we strive to create an inclusive environment for all runners. Some of our participants and crew members are neurodivergent, and loud, jarring sounds like cowbells can be overwhelming or even triggering. We're all about cheering, clapping, hooting, and hollering in ways that lift each other up, just without the bells. Thanks for helping us keep the vibe strong and the volume respectful. All right, let's check out our bib, swag, and awards. When you check in, you'll receive your race bib and swag, plus anything else we've got on hand to say thanks for being there. So let's talk about it. If you're in the 8 mile, your bibs are blue. You're in the 600s. 27K is green. Your numbers are in the 500s. 50K, you're in yellow, and you're in the 400s. Our 50 mile is red. You're in the 300s. 100K purple. you're in the 200s, and the 100 mile, you folks are in orange, and you are in the 100s. Colors of the rainbow on our bibs. I always put a quote at the bottom of our bib, and for this event, and maybe for others, the quote says, "This is your permission slip to not be perfect." Also, when you folks show up and check in, you're going to get a drawstring bag. Neat little drawstring bag. Folks like to use it as a drop bag. They write on them, whatever. It's a throwaway. But you get one of these, and inside the bag, you're going to have a sample of chamois butter lube. They are a lube sponsor for our events. You're also going to get a Human Potential Running Series die cut sticker. You're also going to get a Sangre de Cristo Trail Festival die cut sticker as well. So that will be in your goodie bag. Also, at the check-in table is going to be this booklet. This is our race log and reflections journal. You put the race name on the front, and then inside, it's just a neat little journal that you can fill out regarding your experience with us at the race. Great way to reflect on your journey, both to and through race day. Take some notes. Record your learning. If this is this is free. You don't have to take one. They'll be there available to you. Would love it if you did and engaged in that. If that's not your thing, you could just fill out the one on the back of your bib. Just putting some information in here. I know a lot of folks love to save their bibs. This is the place where you can record some information for yourself. Also, our races are cupless. We will be selling collapsible cups at check-in. They are $10 each. Also, I just want to remind everybody, well, I'll do that in a second. Hold on now. Follow the script, John. Let's talk about what, for some folks, really matters, the finish line. At HPRS, we don't do podiums. There's no first, second, or third place. Well, of course there is in the results, but we don't celebrate it. There are no age group trophies either. It's not that we don't value performance, we just value people more. Your story belongs here whether you finish first, last, or not at all. The goal isn't the finish line, it's discovering who you are along the way. Some people build races to crown champions. I build them to reveal character. Whether you come in first or last, everyone gets the same finisher's award. That's the tradition in old school ultra running, and we honor it here. All finishers are equal. This is our Finishers Award for this year's Sangre de Cristo Trail Festival. It is a 3-dimensional wooden award, hand-created by a family that we love out in Connecticut. The company's known as Ragged Cuts. All finishers will get a Finishers Award. So all finishers are equals, unless, of course, you come in dead last. So let's talk about dead fucking last. That's right. It's a position we actually celebrate because the person who finishes DFL, they spent the most time on their feet, dug the deepest, and showed the greatest perseverance to see it through. If that's you, you'll get a Finisher's Award, the normal Finisher Award. You get this special DFL trophy. This is the one for the 50K. They're all the same. We just changed the distance on it. And you're also going to get a comp entry to a future HPRS race. And then there's something a little more sacred, and that is our Spirit of the Trail merit badge, which I don't have one on my desk. Oh my gosh. This one isn't about finish time at all. It's about how you showed up out there. This badge is awarded by nomination from your fellow runners or your aid station captains. It's for the folks who embody what HPRS stands for. Compassionate support, helping others, lifting the community, leaving the trail better than you found it, volunteering, or simply being that person whose kindness or grit left a mark on someone else's race. You may never know who you impacted, but if your name comes up, we'll make sure you know it mattered. These awards aren't about glory. They're about character. And we're proud to celebrate the kind of people who make this community what it is. Okay, now I want to remind everybody that no one cares about your Strava. These stickers are free. Typically, I have them. If you see me on Friday, just come on up, introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Charlie. First time here. It's great. Whatever you're running, you're excited. Or maybe at the end of the race, introduce yourself, say thank you. Can I have one of those stickers? Absolutely. Here you go. I'll give you one for free. It'd be great to meet your acquaintance, and off you go. However, during the race, I'll actually be out on the course on most of Saturday. I probably won't have these on me while I'm out at the course. However, my wife Emily will be the race director at the start finish line, and you can ask her for a No One Cares About Your Strava sticker, and she would be happy to give you one just the same. Just a quick thank you to our partners, El Dorado Natural Spring Water. They've been our hydration sponsor since 2014. Also, Chamois Butter. Some of your swag is thanks to them. Goo Roctane. They are our electrolyte sponsor. We'll have Lemon Berry out on the course. We appreciate all of their continued support. That's everything I had to cover. If you have any questions, please send them along in an email, and I'll do my best to answer them in a timely manner. And don't forget to check out our next 3 races. You can find full details on our website. Again, that's www.humanpotentialrunning.com. One more quick reminder, and we'll remind you at the start line of race day. I can't believe I almost forgot this, but when you go up to Music Pass, if you are in the 8-mile, 50K, and 50-mile, you're only going to go up to Music Pass one time. You folks, when you get up there, you're going to grab this wristband. It says Sangre de Cristo Trail Festival. It'll be at the turnaround in a cooler, like a little soft cooler. It's got Music Pass and the elevation on it. Grab it, put it on your wrist. It's proof that you made it all the way to the turnaround. It's also for you to keep. You take it home. Those of you who are in the 100K and the 100-mile and the 27K, you folks go to Music Pass a second time. So you will grab this on your second time to Music Pass, not the first. So if you're going up twice, grab it your last time up. If you're in a race that's only going up there one time, grab it when you're up there. Really important. Proof that you were there. All right, with that, thank you again for joining me, for being a part of this community, and for showing up to do something incredible this coming weekend. For the Human Potential Running Series, I'm Race Director John LaCroix. I look forward to seeing you this weekend. We'll see you out there. Thanks so much.